to being on time
Before
tonight.
we get started, can you hear my
hmm
air conditioner?
No, and we'll take it out in post anyway.
Okay, just making sure.
So yeah, no, yeah. I mean, there was one podcast where we heard Natan's air conditioning running nonstop for the 2 hours. Then
Yep,
it was
there was
completely
that.
gone
I
by the
mean, we also heard Marilyn picking up food, so I
that one
can't
we didn't
I
edit
can't
out.
stop what other people do, but I can try to keep my own nose clean.
No, try to everybody stay cool. Set your thermostats well below 78. And yeah, take your tits out if necessary.
Estamos en vías de cambio. Our coast of
You are now tuned in to your number one radio station. Violent people. Radio.
Welcome to Violent People Radio. I am yet again leading this fucking podcast. I'm Orchid. I'm less grumpy than last week, but I'm still grumpy. And I am joined, as always, by the P3. Well, we would make up the P3, but yeah, Chris, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm glad that my presence has made you less grumpy.
Yeah, always.
Because I know you were struggling last week without me.
God, I always am. It is. I love an episode with you about Dan. It feels like, yeah, it's like the closest thing I could get to a date with you. So
Yeah,
no offense.
without Dan trying to butt into what we have.
Yeah. It's going to be real interesting when me and him are on the podcast together again. I apologize in advance to both you and Pat. I'm sure we're going to be yelling at each other for
We've
25
already
minutes.
made plans to duck out at the last minute, so it's
Yeah.
just you and Dan.
Yeah, Pat and I, our DMs are very. We've been. I have so many excuses. Oh man, my basement is flooding with sewage. Who would buy that fucking shit?
Yeah, well, knock on wood, it doesn't happen again.
God, these past few weeks have been a nightmare.
If it makes you feel any better, I spent $50 on a plunger on Tuesday. On Tuesday.
Oh,
So,
that's so. Yeah, I bought
so
like
brave.
all new mops just so it's just like we're going to like clear like the cleaning supplies we have because I don't want to use them again.
I feel you there. Yeah, I was very close to being in as dangerous of a spot as you were in. If yeah, I had an interesting Tuesday. Pivoting away from conversations about me and Chris's overflowing toilet bowls, Pat, how are you doing?
So when you said it was the three P's or the P3 or whatever, you should have said it was you were joined by two P's and a V.
Oh, fuck, that would have been cool. It would have been inaccurate.
You can edit that one back in. You can just go back. I know you love editing the podcast. You can just go back.
It's my
and change
favorite thing. It's not editing. It's not just editing this podcast. I love.
You can also
It's
put in
editing
the
two
episode
podcasts.
number while you're doing it if you really want to do the full Dan intro.
Yeah,
Oh,
what's
yeah,
Dan
that's
up to this?
true.
So he couldn't masturbate, now he can masturbate. What's the next step? Is he dead?
Oh, we'll get to that as soon as we're done introducing you, sweetheart. And we are yet again
love when you call me
joined by, for the third week in a row, my good friend Vin
Hello.
Forte. How are you doing today, pal?
I'm good. I just watched 6 hours of Scooby-Doo, so I am
Fuck.
wired.
All right, is this like a mix of Scooby? I have so many questions.
No, it's for a different podcast.
Oh, fuck.
It's we're doing an episode on the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
which
fuck.
was a 12-episode series from the late 80s where
Okay,
it
yeah.
where it's basically Scooby-Doo. It's basically the best parts of Scooby-Doo plus Scrappy-Doo, and Vincent Price.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
kind of guests we got? We got Vincent Price. Do we have the Harlem Globetrotters here?
Yep.
Yes, they do
Yep.
show up.
Yep. Yep.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And then
Completely
also
classic.
there's a little Asian boy named Flim Flam.
Yep.
Do we have Don Knotts?
No, I wish.
That's more 70s Scooby.
Yeah, no Mama Cass Elliot. No no Batman and Robin.
You get the Three Stooges in that one?
No.
Yeah,
All right.
that's early Scooby too, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, get your Scooby-Doo. If you actually look up Scooby-Doo, there's been like a million fucking Scooby-Doo series.
There's so much Scooby-Doo.
And then now they just make movies, but you would think like, oh, well, the movies have been going on for like 30 fucking years now.
I only saw the live adaptation.
Oh, well, if you haven't
The
seen Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, you haven't seen Scooby-Doo.
The
I
wildly
think that's the one
horny live action Scooby-Doo
yes. Yeah, that
with
one.
Linda
That
Cardellini.
one. Yeah, with a guest spot from Sugar Ray.
The
Great
man.
one.
We love Mark McGrath on this podcast.
Oh, God, sure do. Every
Every
morning I wake
morning.
up and
Horrifying that's where you both went with that.
where else are we supposed to go, lady?
Yeah,
Come on.
It's my favorite song
Fly?
about getting pegged.
Yes.
Christ almighty. Do you have a second favorite song about getting pegged?
Peg by Steely
That's
Dan.
Steely Dan.
Wow.
Listen, can we
You
just
two are
talk?
made
Can we
for
just
each
turn
other.
this? Can we just turn this into a Steely Dan podcast? I've got Donald Fagen's biography right here.
Okay. I was about to say, why the fuck did you come off camera to say, can we make this a Steely Dan podcast? Like that
Why
like
not?
increase our authority or something.
Yeah, what we need
Listen, it's
more
been 3 weeks. I'm in charge of this podcast now.
Yeah, we have decided there's been enough white people talking about wrestling. So we're pivoting to white people talking about Steely Dan.
Yeah. Well, are you a
Definitely
world
not
scan
enough of that.
person, or are you into Asia? Or are you a gaucho?
I'm a gaucho. I
do
love
like that. You like
gaucho.
gaucho. Oh, I love gaucho.
My
You like
rival.
the second arrangement?
Oh yeah.
Who's your favorite
All
session
right.
player?
Oh, God.
Is it Wayne Shorter?
I mean,
All
Wayne
right,
Shorter
on
is
that
like
note.
default number one.
All right. Since we have 700 questions to get to tonight, and as much as I would love
This
to
is all
continue to talk about
questions. Is
Steely
oops all
Dan,
questions.
I wish. It might end up being that. But yeah, let's get into the professional wrestling that we watched this week, and I'll start with Pat. Pat,
You say let's get into it?
I don't I have a lisp. I don't know what to tell you. Pat.
Why? I wasn't trying to say that. I'm trying to say you were adorable.
Thanks, I appreciate it. You too. Pat, what did you watch this week?
I don't know how to follow up. Can we go back to talking about Steely Dan?
Yeah, what's your favorite Steely Dan
Actually, no.
album?
Can we go back to talking about Dan masturbating?
Steely Dan
Hold
masturbate?
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched 2 matches, which is a 200% increase on what I've watched the past 2 weeks. I gotta say, wrestling in 2026 does not inspire me to watch more wrestling.
It's rough
This
out
is-
there. I'll say that's been the hardest thing about Patron Saints is going from like the best matches of some really cool wrestlers to what we're doing nowadays. It's fucking tough.
I don't even feel inspired to go back and watch old stuff right now. I'm just
Can't
kind of
blame you
like,
there.
I would rather like watch anything else than wrestling. But I still watched wrestling, and this is a week before I have front row tickets to Dynamite next week. which I bought months ago, and I had considered asking for the big top to be, you guys all explain to me what's going on in AEW because I haven't watched it in a year,
And that's not gonna happen.
but I don't really care. I'm just gonna go watch the show, have fun. Anyway, I watched the return of, some call her the Hechicero of Joshi Hikari Noa. She came back
All right.
on a Sayaka Unagi produced show. She carried Mayumi Ozaki to the first good match of her career. It was fine.
Wow.
It was perfect. I mean,
Nice.
she and Unagi both bladed. It was exactly what I wanted out of that. The match was way too long, but once it got going to the end where it was just Ozaki backfisting Hikari about 8 trillion times, I was like, this is what it should be.
All right, so you're saying that there's a good Unagi match out there and she blades in it?
Yeah. There are
Fuck.
some nasty shot. It's what's her fucking tag partners? What's Ozaki's tag partner name?
Uh,
Um,
Too many
looks
white
like-
guys who like Steely Dan here.
Kakaru?
Kakaru. Yes, that's who it was. They hit the baby faces with. They're using those little plastic stand-ups that you put up to say like wet floor. Those little hazard signs.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the shit out of the two baby faces with those. They're hitting them like Benoit back of the head style. So that was cool. Hikari Noa, she blades within 30 seconds of the match starting. I then
Making up for
decided to
lost
follow
time.
it up with Hikari Noa's second match in 2 years for Glate, which was an 8-person all-star tag. A whole bunch of people. Chen Yoda was in it, Michiko, Sayaka, Unagi again. This was just, stuff happening. You don't have to go out of your way to see it, but it was exactly as long as it needed to be, which was something like 7 minutes.
No, you can't go wrong there.
Next week, I will at least have watched Dynamite, unless I do what I did. I think it was last year where I went to Dynamite and then we forgot to talk about it for 3 weeks because when I got asked the very next day, like, what wrestling have you watched? I was just like, I don't know.
Well, the good news is there's no episode next week, so you will
Oh,
we'll
that's good.
absolutely, yeah. Well, we'll absolutely have an opportunity for you to forget to talk about it again. So that's pretty exciting.
Actually, you know what? I want to talk about wrestling that didn't happen for a second. We got to go into indie lucha for a second. This
Okay,
really made
let's
me
do it.
angry. So, start of the year, the King Phantom, the best promotion going,
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
set up
Yep.
Reina Oscura versus Sadika, mask challenges. It seemed like they were building to a mid-year mask match at the Anniversario show for Arena San Juan Pantitlan, which, as we all
Yep.
know, is the Cathedral of Lucha Libre.
Yep.
Yes.
That
And
anniversary,
you're very clear about that.
that anniversary show happened. I'm not even sure if there was a women's match on it at all. It was mostly just Bandito and the Beast Mortos and all the other AEW guys who are in Visa Hell right now doing stuff. No mention of Sadika or Reina Oscura. I'm
Yeah.
pretty pissed off. That was the only match I was really looking forward to in the universe.
You got to something that I was planning on bringing up, because I had a moment when I was sitting around on Tuesday night trying to figure out what wrestling to watch, and I was like, I have not thought about the King Phantom in a while, and I went on to Cage Match to did some searching, couldn't find anything, and then went on the Cage Match to find out that our good bitch Sadika has not wrestled since March 27.
Yeah.
At their Sarah Lafin de la
She has
de
done
la
some matches, but they're for promotions that don't make Cage Match and honestly only barely make Lucha DB, which is that's when you're in the real mud show territory. When you're
That's
barely
true.
making Lucha DB, it's like or Lucha DB. It's her usually tagging with or against Mini Psycho Clown. So I don't know if they're a thing or if they're just travel buddies or what. But she and Mini Psycho Clown seem pretty similar. Mini Psycho Clown is like the Psycho Clown who's maybe an inch or two shorter than regular Psycho Clown, but fat.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, unlike Psycho Clown.
who's fit as hell.
I mean, compared to what he used to be, yeah, he got jacked compared to old Psycho Clown.
Wow, we love a fat clown.
We sure do. All right, Pat, anything else?
No,
All right. Chris. Actually, before I go to Chris, I'll go to Vin first. Vin, what'd you watch?
I didn't watch shit. I just told you I watched 6 hours of fucking Scooby
That's
Doo.
okay. All right. Cool.
Okay,
Good to hear.
I did watch the Kenny match.
Okay. All right. No Gambler? You just promised to watch The Gambler without actually watching The Gambler?
No, I watched The Gambler. That was only an hour of The Gambler. I missed the whole first half of Dynamite.
Mm.
They
the
really
thing
let
is,
me tell you
if you
something.
watch an
Bobby
hour of
Heenan,
The
yeah,
Gambler, that's like 15 Gambler matches.
I
That's
know.
true.
That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, exactly. They see Pat gets me. Like it's. They were really hyping up The Gambler too in these C-show matches. I don't know what the fuck was going on in WCW, but he
I think
like
it
I
was just
posted.
that he was there.
That's
That's
got to
true.
be it. And he was there for a good long while because I posted it in the Discord as well. There's screenshots I posted of The Gambler and like the match graphic of like his name. Like it transcends like eras of WCW. Like he made it all the way up to what looks like close to the end.
He was the patron saint of the DDT Digest B and C show reports back in the 90s.
He really
And so
was.
I'll always have a soft spot for him just based on reading DDT Digest when I was in high school.
He's got an interesting build. He looks like if Tony Kornheiser could wrestle. Like he's got a weird fucking look. And they all and let me tell you something. If you want to play a drinking game, and who doesn't, about how many times Bobby Heenan or Tony Schiavone can bring up some kind of card pun or gambling pun, go watch an hour of Gambler matches. It's nothing but.
That's how it
All
should be.
right. You heard it here first.
It's the only place you're going to hear it.
That's fair. All right, Chris, what'd you watch?
I'll tell you what I was watching basically exactly a week ago.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with wrestling. And I know one Dan Rice was infinitely jealous. I saw about 20 minutes of Buck Cherry live.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I heard Buck Cherry do a really, really, really shitty cover of Icona Pop and Charlie XCX's hit song "I Don't Care."
Oh God.
Now, how did this happen? How did what were the
Summerfest.
run back to circumstance? Oh, okay.
So Summerfest, the largest music festival in the world, Milwaukee staple. I had not gone this year at all. There were several bands I wanted to see, but either I was working or the weather sucked or both, or I ended up on this podcast or whatever circumstances happened. I had a friend who had free tickets to Summerfest, and I was just like, I'm fucking dead tired. All I have thought about is work or sewage. But I need a break, so I'm going to go to Summerfest. I left early, but luckily Buck Cherry was playing at like 7:30. So I caught a good chunk of Buck Cherry on my way to the stage with like all of the indie bands, and like I had to witness it. And I listened to that really shitty cover of "I Don't Care" by Icona Pop. Another like 15 minutes of songs I do not recognize, and then Crazy Bitch. Buck Cherry's big hit, Crazy Bitch, which
Or to put in the running big chunk of Buck Cherry for name of the episode.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Uh, and they're lovely. One of the best shows I've ever seen.
Did the singer of Buck Cherry, whose name I have no idea, do the 10-minute mid-song breakdown in Crazy Bitch where he talks about what a crazy bitch means?
No, he did not.
That
What?
sucks. That is one of my favorite YouTube videos of all time, where it's just the guy from Buck Cherry rambling for 10 minutes while the band vamps behind him.
Yeah, I would have ascended if that happened, but it did not.
For some reason, I've seen a lot of videos lately of like frontmen, like this live cam footage of frontmen doing weird fucking stage banter.
They
No one
gotta
else is
amuse
getting that in
themselves
their
somehow.
algorithm?
That's
Maybe.
true.
Like just yesterday, I saw a clip of David Lee Roth, who can't sing anymore, but he was basically like the band he has is like vamping in the background, and he's talking to someone in the front row, like, "Oh, so you remember Archie Comics? You remember Veronica? Would you fuck Veronica? But guess what? Your wife looks a little like Veronica." It's like, what are you fucking talking about?
And
Archie Comics.
and you know who played Summerfest this year?
David Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth.
Did he talk about fucking Archie?
I don't know. I wasn't at that show.
Oh, all
I
right.
I also
Nah,
missed Gene Simmons.
oh boy. Oh
Fuck.
boy. You sell you a
All the
kiss
stars.
coffin? Yeah.
Kiss Coffin, and I think it was supposed to be Gene Simmons himself, not the Gene Simmons hologram that will be going on tour eventually with the rest of the Kiss
Yeah.
holograms.
I was gonna say he has for a second. I was like, does he have MF Doom style like Doombots going around? Like,
No, the future of Kiss is that they're just going to have hologram shows.
well, who could have predicted it? Everyone.
Paul Stanley, one of the greats of crowd banter.
Yeah, I
Oh yeah, I
believe
saw
that.
that was another clip I've seen going around where he's like breaking into like Christine 16 or some other gross song. And then he cuts out and he's like in England, he's like, I just want to dedicate this to everyone, affected by the Manchester bombings. Like, what the fuck?
Was this a recent clip or
Yeah.
That would be awesome if he was saying it, like, this year.
Yeah, it was last week.
Eh.
That's sick.
But
Oh
going back
man.
to Buck Cherry, did you in fact fuck so good you were on top of it?
I did.
Good.
Absolutely.
Then it was all worth it.
That goes without saying. That's what happens every week. But yeah, I
Of
didn't.
course.
Did not really watch wrestling. Working overtime, and as I said in our admin chat, uh, if I'm not like working or uh doing the cleaning that I had to do in my house for several days, I am asleep or smoking myself absolutely stupid and watching Heroes on Tubi.
You watching all of Heroes or do you stop after like season 1?
Oh no, I've gone into season 2. It's so bad. It's so fucking bad.
Yeah, I remember when that was happening in real time. It was like this is a steep drop off.
Yeah, it is worse than you remember, if you can believe that.
It is. I believe it. I don't need to see it. I lived it.
I did too, but here I am.
We all made it out. We all made it out alive.
I did watch Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn for the new episode of Worn Out Tapes, featuring our good friends Porik, and Pat was also on that episode.
No, yeah, I watched that too.
I thought you were gonna say our good friends Wee Man and Chris Pontius.
I mean,
They're all our friends. Come on.
they're all our Dark Shark, Jasper, Johnny Knoxville, Jeff Tremaine. Is that-
Don Vito.
no, not our. He's not our good friend.
I don't know about that one.
We explained to Porik why Don Vito is not our friend on that podcast.
I just like the idea of explaining to someone, like someone's such, I really love that Don Vito guy. Oh man, do I have some news for you?
Yeah, Porik
It's
has
like
not seen a lot of Viva La Bam.
it's like telling someone about their favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, any of them. Any of them. So I'm assuming, Chris, you were disappointed that for no in-ring segment from the great Paul White.
Yeah,
But
so
you
I was going to tune in, and then I found out that his in-ring thing was on the pre-show, and I got pissed.
Damn. Did he wrestle?
Yeah, or he ran in to a dark match to defend Stephen Borden, Sting's son,
Oh,
from the lethal twist of Blake Christian and Jay Lethal.
wow. Jay, I just got Jay Lethal and Jay White confused for a second, and I was very tickled by the thought of Jay White coming back and immediately just getting relegated to the pre-show. That would have been pretty fucking
Tagging
awesome.
with Blake Christian.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, a fate worse than death.
The swirl, just a different
Yeah.
type. All right. Well, what I watched this week, I watched a little bit of wrestling, not a ton. Saved the best for last. I did watch Kenny Omega versus MJF last night, as well as the majority of Dynamite. I would try to keep this as brief as possible. I enjoyed that match a lot. Chris, I've been thinking a bit all day about your comment to me on Twitter about not being as anti-Osprey as many of the folks in the Discord are. And that has inspired me to, with love in my heart, just openly and honestly come out on this podcast as a Kenny Omega fan. And
What?
yeah, all right, who'd have thought? But quite enjoyed that match. I think for what you're going to get out of Kenny Omega in the year 2026, it's about as good as it's going to get. Good performance from MJF in the terms that he did not really seem called to like up his work rate in any which way. Just kind of took the beating that he needed to take. Felt very well structured. I think one of the things that I kind of just feel about Kenny when I think about him, my opinion about him has shifted pretty dramatically over the years. I was definitely someone who would have said this is the greatest wrestler of all time, like, 7 or 8 years ago, because I was stupid. These days, I don't necessarily feel nearly as strongly about that sentiment, even if I do appreciate specific parts of his career and dislike a lot of others. But I think that sort of a failing, not necessarily all his responsibility, to decide that the first title reign he was going to have in AEW, where he probably should have been the centerpiece of the company considering the point of it, was as a heel during quarantine shows, just seemed like a death knell in terms of like interest. He's not very interesting as a heel. He's horribly corny. But as a babyface, there can be something special there. And I think that the thing I left watching the match last night is that some of the guys he gets compared to are the guys that he's influenced, for better or worse, largely worse. The thing that he seems to understand that guys like Osprey and Swerve don't necessarily understand is how important the emotional connection you have with the audience is. And he's able to exploit that in ways that, even if it doesn't necessarily speak to me, it's part of the craft that I could really appreciate. And I enjoyed seeing him get his moment. And I think on top of that, more than anything else, I know I've been upfront about my wife loving Kenny Omega, but she only really started watching wrestling in 2022. So she hasn't really seen a good version of Kenny Omega. She's largely angry at AEW booking, not just Kenny Omega, just generally. And it's really exciting to watch the person you love get a chance to live through their favorite wrestler being at the top of a company. So I'm committed to going through this ride for her sake. It'll be pretty enjoyable. I think that I've talked myself into some possible matchups that may or may not be happening that I don't know, really aren't all that interesting to me. But knowing that I get to watch my wife see one of her favorites wrestle in a main event spot, I know full well that she's going to be adamant that we don't watch an entire 6-hour AEW show throughout any of that. Pretty exciting. So I'm pretty gassed about that. I wouldn't necessarily say AEW is back, but I think they're doing some things that are at least relatively interesting to me, including I think after last night, safe to assume we might get Willow versus Mercedes for the title at some point down the line, hopefully at Wembley, and that could be pretty fucking cool. Um, Willow getting an opportunity on a big stage would be pretty dope. So yeah, I don't know, enjoyed that a bit. Vin, you said you watched that match. Do you have any thoughts? Anything you want to add? Disagree with?
I liked it because I liked. Listen, what AEW does best is something that they actually don't do enough of, not nearly as much, especially now than what they did in the beginning. Which is, I like that they had kind of a different crowd going on. Like they did a walk and brawl near the beginning of the match, but it wasn't like a typical like in the stands walk and brawl because it had that like WCW spring break episodes kind of vibe. And it's like, yeah, do more of that. Like it does add to a match, and they don't do it nearly as often enough. And it's something that WWE never does. So it's like you could kind of corner that. I know people are going to make the argument like, oh, but they play smaller, more intimate venues. Yeah, but that's a necessity. That's not like something interesting that they're doing. And a lot of those venues aren't that interesting. Like go on a beach, quite frankly. Like do an actual beach bash. Go to like some not saying you have to go to the Sturgis motorcycle festival. I don't know about doing that, but like do
Mission
something
Howard.
like in that do something in that ballpark.
Or like how they did like a
Do it in
couple
a
months
ballpark.
ago, where they had that Darby versus Pac match on like the golf thing.
Right. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
fucking,
and everyone loved that apparently.
and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Why not? Like fucking if you're gonna you're not listen, if they're trying to like quote unquote, if they're trying to more or less like stick to the script because they think they're ever gonna like catch WWE in numbers, stop playing that game. Like accept where you are and cater to that audience. Now, not necessarily cater to
All
the
of them.
sickos. Yeah, don't cater to all the because the thing that people were drawn to, and I can't say this for me, I can only say that like people I knew, and there were plenty of them who had been lapsed wrestling fans, did come back in when AEW first started and stuck around for a good couple of years because it did feel different. And over time, they've really kind of strayed away from that. And it's not just the in ring product, like a lot of it does have to do with how you present it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a horse I don't want to beat anymore about what the company could and shouldn't be. But to sit here and say that they don't have moments is, yeah, I could be mercurial and trigger happy sometimes. But every now and then they make things happy. My biggest complaints remain and aren't going to change. I definitely, don't like sitting down to watch a wrestling show knowing that there's going to be a fucking overrun every time.
No, listen,
But
they definitely have moments, and that's
yeah,
listen. I treat wrestling these days like I don't even know what the comp would be. Like, I don't put some people put stock in a full episode of wrestling where it's
yeah,
like
sure.
where it's like up and down the card, what was the overall great if I see two matches coming up that week that I want to see, okay, I will watch those two matches, and if they deliver, I'll be like, great, that was a successful week of Dynamite for me. And I think more
Sure.
people should probably take that approach because you're gonna get so upset with yourself if you don't.
I generally think everyone is better served not watching things that they know they're not going to like. Yeah, not watching things they know they're not going to like. I was, last night was the first time I watched a Chris Jericho match in 3 years. And I'm glad to know I don't have to do that again. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a company. There are some things that are happening. And yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed the moment, and again, more than anything else, I'm just excited to kind of watch my wife roll through it. Speaking of matches that happened in a ballpark, I did watch a very tiny bit of GCW Bash at the Ballpark from the 4th of July, specifically CPA versus Slade. Pat, you haven't got to this yet, I'm assuming.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if I'd, say go out of your way to watch it. It's a Slade
I
match.
Well, no, I was gonna say, the reason I don't wanna go out of my way to watch it is because it's a CPA match.
Yeah, that's the fair part. It is funny seeing him in that pairing, like Slade in that pairing. But still, not enough to. Wait, before I say that, one thing that Slade did that just fucking killed me was that everyone was sort of coming out from the dugout, and when Slade's music hits, he walks out from the bullpen like he's Rick Rick Wild Thing Vaughn. I got such a fucking blast out of that. To just immediately tackle CPA, who is inexplicably running the bases for some stupid fucking reason. But yeah, it was fun watching Slade just play with that environment. Outside of that, I don't think you have to really go out of your way for it. Um, I think that my comp, since I'm always trying to get people who don't watch wrestling to watch wrestling, I think that what I'd say is if you're the sort of person who thinks live watching the Nathan's hot dog eating contest isn't pathetic enough of an activity on the 4th of July, this is absolutely the match for you. Yeah, it's kind of where I landed with that one. I did watch Shota Umino versus Gabe Kidd from the G1 on 7/6, 2026. I saw a lot of people saying this match was really good. Good for you. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a bad match. I did enjoy it, but I don't know. There's only so much I can get out of a Gabe Kidd match. Usually, I'm laughing my ass off at how fucking stupid and corny he is. Uh, Good blade job from Shota. Definitely one of the better showings of his that I've seen. But if you are not somebody who is really fucking crazy about watching the G1, I wouldn't necessarily say that the Lion is back because of this match, or anything. Just generally speaking, I say that as someone who's only watched one G1 match so far. I'm very much looking forward to Tim's podcast if he does do it this year. But for his own mental health, I hope he does not. So yeah, that's that. If you're in the Gabe Kidd and Shota Umino, go out of your way to watch this. I guess you're not going to be disappointed. But the one match that I did watch that I did enjoy was a match that Pat willed into existence for me specifically, and I'm very glad that he did so. It was Sky Blue versus Emerson Jane at Eve's Beers, Brawls, and Burlesque from 7/7, 2026. Very happy to pirate this match. And yeah, I know. Just don't let him tell you the dream matches are dead. If you end up podcasting about wrestling 8 hours a week, maybe your dreams will come true. Sort of what I learned from this one.
I don't think you can thank me for that. I think you have to thank Paul Robinson for that.
I do. In my heart, most things that happen in my life with women, I'm grateful for Paul Robinson for. So thank you, Robbo. You made it happen yet again. Definitely, it's too long. It's way too long. It's a 17-minute long match. It doesn't feel like a 17-minute long match, but it even still felt too long for me. So I wouldn't say go out of your way to watch it at all. The fluff in the match is the absolute worst part. It's hilarious watching these two specific wrestlers try to do work rate stuff. It's one of the funny things about like knowing that Sky Blue is dating Kyle Fletcher is, you can't kill the Aussie Open inside him, thus how it sort of transposes onto his uh his girlfriend. The funniest part about it was at one point she hits a springboard Canadian destroyer, only for Emerson Jane to strong style spot her way out of it and hit her with a running knee. I just dying laughing at this. Like, what the fuck are you two doing? Just hit each other with chairs. And they did that. They did a decent bit of that, and those moments were fun. Seeing the two of them try to have hardcore spots with each other, even though they weren't necessarily good. A fun thing was Sky Blue could not break the table. After the match, he tried to jump through it twice and failed to break through it. The Spirit of Sabu is alive in Sky Blue. We're very happy about that. But I will just say, genuinely speaking, easily the best Sky Blue match I've seen to date. I wouldn't again say it's great or anything along those lines, but she absolutely is like filling out the things in the lines in wrestling and realizing that like it is a wrestling is inherently a relationship between the audience and ways to exploit something from them emotionally. And she did. Like she's gesturing, emoting, did a really funny bit with the ring boys where she fell trying to get a table from under the ring, asked them to get it. They refused. She went into the ring, took Emerson Jean's belt off of her, and then went outside and just started slapping them with it until they set up the table for her. It was a good little bit. But yeah, I think all in all, that's pretty much what I watched for the week. Oh yeah. And that's that. And since we have 3,000 wacky line questions this week, let me cover what's out on the site. As Chris and Pat have mentioned, our sweet boy Podrig is back. I really worked on pronouncing his name and got it right on Patron Saints. But there I am getting it wrong again. But yeah, our sweet Irish boy, the love of our lives, Padrig is back.
It's
For
pronounced Poirot.
Pedro. He's back. With old Patty is back with a new episode of Worn Out Tapes, number 7, featuring Chris and Pat. They talk about, as they mentioned earlier, Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn. So check that out. I know Colette is very angry that she's not included in that one, but I'm sure we'll figure out a way to get to it at some point. Speaking of Colette and I did release another episode of the Patron Saints of Six Sons of Bitches. This one on Megumi Kudo. Had a lot of fun.
It's about time you two talked about a good wrestler.
In ways I agree, of course.
I mean, it's kind of like the first couple ones where it's like, let's make the case that Goldberg is the greatest wrestler ever, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, just watch a Goldberg match. That's the case.
Right. And here we are spending 3 hours talking about it.
Whereas Megumi Kudo is someone who I think gets a bum rap from the people who are freaks for 90s Joshi, kind of shit on her for having bad opponents, I guess.
Yeah, and a fun bit of that was like we did get to revisit some of her the AJW work that she did, especially the match she had with Aja. And yeah, I mean, obviously she's not Manami Toyota, for better or worse, but fuck all if she can't hold her own in a 25-minute match with Aja Kong. It was really dope seeing her in a bunch of different contexts. And Colette hadn't seen a lot of the hardcore matches after the retirement match that put her on the map. So being able to revisit some of those, the Mazami match, for example, was just a lot of fun. So yeah, check that out if you like listening to me talk a lot. Also, we got another podcast from Tim, who did pull Quentin out of retirement to do another episode of Q&TR. It is a tight 60 minutes, which Quentin is adamant to say I don't have a lot of time on the podcast, which I got a very big kick out of. It also covers Produce One, the octopus. So got a big kick out of how if you're really vibing for two very different opinions on the Orange Crush show, here at VPR, we delivered it to you in less than a 72-hour span. So pretty fucking hilarious that happened. And Padrig also wrote a review of Fighting Detectives 5's One Last Dance, which I don't think was particularly high on, but is just cool to see our sweet prince back writing with a lot of typos in desperate need of editing. So yeah, just yet again proof that if there's a will, there's a way, and there are some idiots out there who are happy to publish your writing.
Yeah, we got Sam is still doing the 2CW stuff. He just did that 2006 wrap up for 2CW.
Yeah, that
even if he hasn't done a new one this week, every week everyone should go back and revisit this so that they can really digest his patently insane ranking system.
It is It took me about 6 posts to fucking understand what the hell he was doing with that ranking system.
It's beautiful.
Really brave work. It is. It is.
He is doing the work, and
He is.
I'm sitting my white ass down and listening.
Do you have a audio transcriber for you? Is that what's happening, or are you just calling Sam and having him read it to you in his alluring voice?
Yeah, I'm on my private.
Well, this article's called "Doing the Work."
Oh, it's like I'm there.
I admit that it did take me about 15 episodes to figure out the difference between you and Sam, Chris, but what I found out was like, oh, there's a sexy sounding nerd, and that was you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any day. Yeah, no, but yeah, definitely check out Sam's piece. We did cover it, or I did shout it out last week. You'll be shocked to hear that his Wrestle of the Year was Dan Dynasty. I did very much appreciate that his overall opinion for 2006 was that it was a bad year for his favorite wrestling promotion, the one he's been calling the best indie promotion of all time. So very big kick, very big kick out of that.
At least
So
he's
yeah,
honest.
Sam, it's true. You know, you're not. It's one thing about our Sams. He's not gonna lie to you. He's gonna tell you the truth.
He's
Whether
doing
or
the
not
work.
he's doing the fucking work. So yeah, Sam, miss you very much, buddy. Very excited to potentially hang out tomorrow, next week, and yeah, fail at getting you. I don't know. Maybe next week's butter chicken. Maybe it's more jerk chicken. But no matter what, miss you, big jerk, and glad you're continuing to do the work. And yeah, that's about it for the site. The big top this week is toilets. Chris, how did yours go this week?
This last week the toilet's been great.
Fantastic. Pat, Vin, how are your toilets operating?
That's my business.
I couldn't agree more. Vin, any toilet comment?
The pipes are all good.
Glad to hear it. And my update for toilets.
You just want to talk about your toilet. What's going on with your toilet?
No, I don't want to talk about my toilet. I want to talk
No, well,
about...
you're going to talk about it. The people want to know.
No, I'm not. You have this way of needling me in ways that has not worked. I'm a very big fan of it. But I don't want to talk about my toilet. I want to talk about the Geek Max electric toilet plunger. Realistically speaking, if you are a person who's incapable of plunging the old-fashioned way, you're going to want to get yourself this device. It, instead of sucking air up, it is blasting air through. Will save you a lifetime of fucking work. And yeah, if you're interested to see some of my writing, please check out the reviews. I absolutely was happy to give it a 5-star review on Amazon this week. So yeah, that's the big top. Thanks very much. You guys want to answer some listener questions?
I would love to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who the fuck wouldn't? God, we have some good ones. We're starting off just coming in hot with some of these questions. The first one being, hey, I'm sorry, what the fuck is Dave Wave? That's a great question. If you've ever wondered to yourself what it's like to be Orchid, you can check out on the Patron Saints, the Six Sons of Bitches. There's a playlist called Dave Wave. I listen to Wrestling Observer Radio while simultaneously listening to Lo-Fi, specifically Lo-Fi Girl playlist. And I wanted to recreate that for others' enjoyment. Oh my fucking God, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is happening?
Oh my God.
God, fuck. How did he get here right now? What the fuck?
What?
Can you even hear us?
Why is there so much reverb on your... What, you fucking cousin Brucey? What the fuck is going on here? You sound like a 50s DJ.
Ignore them. I need to hear this. Yeah, it's... You're dipping in and out, Dan.
I feel like you just zoomed in from a totally different podcast.
Well, we were about to ask. We were about to do the stupid questions that I hate, but I would rather talk about this. Well, the big
All
top
of
was
it.
toilets, so the big top was pretty good this week.
Well, I've only been here 3 weeks, and I hate the big top. Yes, now, no,
It's better
it is
now
better.
because before you were cutting in and out. But yes, so Tara Zepp.
Oh
got
wait,
married
he
to
wasn't
Facade.
cutting in and out. I was muting him.
Why would you
But I
do
could-
that?
But I could still hear him.
This is like the
so-
only part of the show I want to hear. I want to hear the Facebook drama about indie wrestler scumbags.
All right, start
I want to
over,
hear
start
how
over.
Tara Zepp. I follow her on Instagram, and I know she's been sober for the past 3 months because she posts about it pretty much every single day. And she's been married to Facade since WrestleMania weekend. She's in a long distance relationship with him. She's in a long distance relationship with her dog because her dog is in Vancouver.
Aw.
And he
On a mountain in Virginia.
and so her husband Facade turned up in Las Vegas to take a power slap fight on 3 days notice. And she's in the comments of that announcement post being like, wow, really cool and normal that you didn't tell me you're in Vegas to do this. And she was posting a bunch of Instagram stories about how, like, yeah, so everyone keeps messaging me about how Facade is in Vegas. I know. Yeah. Oh, man.
Whoa. Wow.
This is the bloodline for VPR. The Facade Terazette marriage saga is our MLW. Anyway, hi Dan.
Where are you doing? Where are you doing yoga? The Nativo. All right. Cool. All right. Getting it in. Yeah. When do you leave? Driving. Are you driving? Okay. Good.
You watch any
Good.
wrestling
Glad
this
to hear.
week?
Oh my fucking god.
First time, long time.
We gotta hope that fucking Zona puts up a decent version. Macuaro and Necro teamed up against Los Macizos, and I want to see. Yeah, that one feels less special because I feel like that match has already happened at some point. Oh, but they did do Mickey versus Ludark. All right, bye Dan.
No, I'm editing that the fuck out. Thanks. Bye. Miss you. All right. I would love to boot you. Nothing would make me fucking happier. Oh my god. Why does nothing work? Why does nothing work? Why does nothing work?
It's okay. It's okay. Breathe. Breathe. I
Fuck
love you.
out of here.
I love
Oh
you.
my god,
Breathe.
it's not working. It won't let me boot him. What is going on?
He's too powerful.
Dan's just gotta stay on until his phone runs out of battery.
Yeah, he's just
I mean, it
gonna
would be
yell
the
at
first
us
time.
for the next.
He's got to keep
fucking 2
masturbating
hours.
to charge the battery.
Okay, I might have had him muted. Y'all could hear him, right? It might be possible that none of that recorded, which would be beautiful.
Oh my god.
That would be fantastic. I love how I spend I think it's $35 a month on this program, and none of the functions seem
The
to
thing
work.
is,
That's great.
if none of it recorded, you are gonna have to go back in and, like, do Dan dialogue so that the silences have something filling them.
I could do that. Or I could also just I could download worn out tapes and just put in Patrick instead. I could take that approach.
Oh,
You
That's
do
one
should
that.
thing I could
play
do.
the opening bars of Whatever by Our Lady Peace as loud as possible to signify
Mm.
that someone is entering the podcast.
You should do as much work as humanly possible to edit this podcast.
I would love to. Nothing would make me fucking happier. All right.
So I
Cue
am
for the
watching, as we talk, I'm watching Mickey versus Ludark from that Zona show. And
Mhm.
shout out to, what's his fucking account name? Like Caustic Lucha Holocaust or something. Um, Caustic Lucha Extrema Hardcore. He seems to be violently shaking his phone on purpose.
That
That's the
sounds
only way
normal.
I can describe how this looks. I mean, I'm glad that someone is filming these Zona shows because Zona isn't fucking releasing them. But yeah,
Well,
he needs like a grip or something.
when was the last time Zona uploaded a show?
I'd
Like
have to log into
January.
my IWTV account to look, and
It
we
was
both know I'm
like
not going to do it.
January.
January? Shit. That's crazy. Poor Chris. Poor Pat. Poor Demus. Um, all right. Question for the pod. How do you get rid of hiccups urgently? I have heard holding your breath, but the next question is question for the pod. I held my breath too long and passed out. Where am I? Which is, Andy, you got to learn how to read, buddy.
You're
Anybody
in
else want to?
you're in hell. You're listening to Violent People Radio.
Absolutely. All right. Anyone else want to chime in there?
Chew
No?
gum.
Okay. That's a
Andy,
good
I
one.
know you can do better bits than this.
Yeah, he's ever since he got married, he's sort of fallen off
Yeah,
his game.
you need to dump her and get back to asking good podcast questions.
Oh boy. I would never say that. His wife is a princess. Shout outs to wives everywhere, especially wives of people who are on the Discord, whose husbands are on the Discord. Y'all are doing the Lord's work. Q for the P. Fuck Mary Kill, Mad Dog Connolly, Damoose, Slim J. Chris, you know I'm going to you first for this one.
I am fucking Damoose marrying Slim J, killing Mad Dog Connolly.
Wow. Pat?
I'm killing myself.
Okay. Vin?
I'm unfortunately fucking Mad Dog Connolly. But I am also marrying Slim J. And unfortunately killing Demus.
That's tough.
It's tough, but these are the lives we
This
chose.
is fucking hard. Yeah, this is a fucking hard one. I'm marrying Mad Dog Conley. I'm fucking Slim J. I'm killing Demus and then myself. Yeah. All right, great one. Thanks for that. That was a riveting one.
I don't think any of us are Asian enough or have big enough tits for Damus. Is the problem. Based
Speak for
on
yourself.
the Twitter
Yeah, I was gonna
posts
say.
he would like, none of us are big-titted Japanese girls who are clearly AI.
Yes, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure you guys are all real. But yeah, as to say, I do not know how large Chris' breasts are or how Asian he is. So that's a fair point. Hold on.
Let me update you all on Ludark versus Mickey. Ludark is holding up a skateboard with the word Coke written on it.
God bless America.
Nice.
The crowd is cheering this.
I really appreciate this bit, Pat, of where you not watching any wrestling during the weekend and just like interrupting the podcast to tell us about the match you're watching live. That's this you might have found gold here. This is pretty good. Please keep us up to date as we continue throughout your favorite part of the podcast. Speaking of which, Q for the P, from PTO. Which wrestler in which promotion most captures the vibe of Isign Ro Loren?
East Sign?
Aboard. I
You
don't
wanna try
know.
that
I'm
one
not a
again?
nerd. I don't watch this shit. No, I don't. You say it. I don't know.
Ensign.
What was your question? Ensign?
That's her position on the crew. Ensign Ro Learn from Star Trek: The Next
Oh,
Generation. Which
Oh,
wrestler
Ensign.
in which promotion is Ensign Ro?
Wow.
I have an answer for this, but Chris,
Are we
Vin,
considering her in Picard as well, or just the next gen?
we're just considering her relationship to the crew and the ship and her kind of role within the greater story.
Okay.
I think there's a pretty easy answer, to be honest.
What do you think it is?
I think it's CM Punk in AEW.
You
He
know
was
what?
the Ensign Ro of wrestling. You don't have to jack off about it.
That was Dan.
Orchid, what's your answer?
It's a great question. Do I have to answer next, or
Yeah, you do.
has Vin given an answer? He hasn't.
No, I'm just agreeing, so I don't have to answer it.
Listen, people who know Star Trek Next Generation know I'm right on that.
Exactly.
I have never seen a single episode of Star Trek. Is that a sufficient answer for you, or do you want?
Well, I think we found out what we're going to be streaming.
Well, I posted a clip in the channel because I figured, okay, Orchid hasn't seen Star Trek. She can watch this clip.
Yeah.
I did not watch. Do you want me to watch it now, right now?
No, that's fine.
I feel like you would
Okay.
be a DS9 girl.
I'm already watching something, so we can't both
Okay.
be watching something.
I would figure such. Chris, you're a Star Trek girly. Do you have an answer to this?
This is a loaded question.
Better question, who's the Quark of pro wrestling?
The Quark of pro wrestling.
Violent J.
Yeah, that's honestly perfect.
That's, yeah.
Couldn't agree more. Did Chris answer, or is he still thinking?
I'm gonna say Emerson Jane.
I can see Emerson Jane defecting from Eve to join terrorists.
Yep.
I still have to answer, right? I'm gonna say Antonio Honda. That good? Cool.
That works.
All right, good, great. Q for the OW, Orchid's wife. Fuck, marry, kill, Kenny Omega, Orchid, or Sky Blue. She didn't hesitate with this at all. It was fuck Kenny Omega, marry Orchid, kill Sky Blue, and she didn't want me to communicate that she is not happy about having to kill another Midwest brunette. Because that's what she is too. Yeah, great. Let's see. Next on here is what would it take for you to allow Mason Rook to body slam your dad? I have an easy answer to this. Not much. My dad's dead. So if he could figure out a way to do that, I mean, more power to him. I'm right there with base CLC and thinking he's the next Kevin Steen.
I respect my dad, unlike a lot of wrestling fans. So I don't think that there is a price.
Well, can I sell tickets? Because then, I mean, that's a whole element to it.
Yeah, my dad has had a lot of health issues, so I don't want him to be body slammed because he would probably die.
No, these are all fair answers.
So Ludark found a dildo on the ground at this arena,
All
and
right.
just mimed stuffing it up Mickey Knuckles' ass while holding her in a front face lock. But what she did do is like tuck it into Mickey's tights, and now Mickey is walking around with a dildo stuck out of her tights, acting like she's got it stuck up her ass.
Is wrestling back?
Wrestling, I think, might be back.
All right.
I'm gonna go tell my dad.
All right. We'll wait for you to get back.
Okay.
Yeah, wrestling's back, and we need to body slam you. You're the only
Q for
you're the only dad we're willing to sacrifice.
it's well, you can body slam my dad's ashes. It's
Do you
just
think?
that'd be
They're
difficult.
just gonna go all over the place, though.
Do you think if they got
it'd
matching
be very hard to pick
haircuts,
up?
Mason Rook and Mickey Knuckles could get away with doing a twin magic gimmick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They look surprisingly alike actually. Q for the P. What did you do to Dan? Correct me if I'm wrong. This question isn't what did we do to Dan, but what did Dan do to us? Is that fair?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is fair. It is more what Dan did to us. And you just have to rewind this podcast about 5 minutes to find out.
The thing that Dan did to us is that he went on vacation, and unfortunately, all of us have borderline personality disorder, so we are going nuclear over it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Dan left, and unfortunately, I'm here now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for your sake, especially. Vin did not know he was on us tonight, and called me while I was in the middle of a meeting, to ensure that my message "you good for tonight" meant that he was going to be on this podcast. So yeah, hopefully for Vin's schedule's sake, Dan comes back.
No,
Q for
I
the
said I would be on every week. I love
That's
it.
true. That's fair. Q for the P. What would it take to make VPR Danless full time? Pat likes to
I think
say
we just
that,
answered that question.
That's a fair question. Pat likes to say that when it comes to any questions in this area, as soon as you hit a comma in the dollar figure, that's when he starts considering it. I think for me it's it's when you hit 2 digits, we're talking. So $10, and I'll figure out a way to make Dan go away forever. Venmo at a scared whale. That's my answer. Does anybody else have anything they wanna chime in?
I mean, like
I can't imagine this show without Dan.
we
Me
can
neither.
we can talk, but like it's gonna have to be drastic because we thought, like, how many times have we thought Dan is out in an episode and he just fucking just charges in talking
Yeah,
about
Figures the way
five
out.
talking
minutes
about
ago, yeah.
facade. Like, you can't
Yep.
stop that man. So like we're going to need heavy artillery.
He's been on 67% of the episodes he said he wasn't gonna be on. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, no, I agree with Dan. I think that my anger around Dan not being here is my way of masking how much I miss Dan. Please come back, sweetheart. Miss you a lot. Q for the P. Is the Danless VPR era a product of his long-term relationship with Matt Riddle?
We have promised to not discuss that aspect out of respect for the privacy of both like very intense lovers, and like just even saying intense lovers, like I'm probably like breaking the code there, but
What Chris is saying is what happens at Discovery Cove stays at Discovery Cove.
exactly.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Whatever you discover about yourself, that's
Or
your
Matt Riddle.
business.
Yeah. Yeah, full agree. All
Do you
right.
think Matt Riddle
Q for-
uses? Do you think Matt Riddle uses chatters on his OnlyFans? Do you think if you go to Matt Riddle's OnlyFans and you like send a message, it's some dude in the Philippines making like $5 an hour to sext as Matt Riddle?
Oh, that's what happened to Ollie.
Oh yeah.
This is where the mug money went. Question for the podcast. What's your favorite kind of rice?
I usually get these microwavable bags of brown rice with lentils and quinoa. I like those just as something I can make for lunch really quick.
So those the minute microwave ones?
Yeah, it's some like store
Yeah.
brand thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good.
I like
I like a
sticky
good
rice.
Good one.
I like good cheddar
Vin-
broccoli, little jambalaya mix, little Zatarans.
Mm. I rice is difficult for me to eat, which is hilarious, right? Like fucking I can't win anything. So I don't really eat a lot of rice. But I have been getting a lot of I'm replacing rice with black lentil lately, and I've been loving the fuck out of that. So yeah, that's the closest I could do to answering that question, unfortunately. Um, what do you think Dan's top 3 wrestlers of 2026 are?
Austin Aries,
Gangrel.
Gangrel, and
Joey
Um,
Abs.
It's
maybe, but
Joe
probably
Gacy. It's Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy.
Joe-
It's Joe Gacy.
It's
His
just
close
Joe.
personal friend Joe Gacy is number 3.
All right, and now we're pivoting into where the questions this week get incredibly interesting. Q for Orchid. Why did you make Rovert hate us? I need to be upfront. I have a pretty great relationship with Rovert. I snitched on Trish and Sarah to Rovert. So if you've been enjoying Rovert against the Social Suplex Network podcast, you have at least me to partially thank for that. No, I have not done anything to make Rovert hate us at all.
Explain. Can you explain to me what that all is even about? Because I don't understand any part of that beef.
Let me pull up my messages to Rovert.
Oh,
Which
I
is
thought you were
something
doing a
I'm
bit.
no, not at all. I absolutely
I still want an explanation, but I did think you were doing a bit.
yeah, no, I'm not doing a bit. I found the Social Suplex Network to be one of the most hostile wrestling communities I ever tried to dip my toe in. All because I said I didn't like a Swerve Strickland match. So I have a bit of a vendetta against them. Also, me and Trish on the Observer board got into a very funny back and forth about whether or not Hangman Adam Page was a draw. Where I'm not going to get into too many details about that. I quite like Trish and I quite like Sarah. I at least for the bit here, I do like to kind of rib them, although I think they might think it's a little too serious. But Trish and the Social Suplex Network said, "Oh, quote, oh, and not to spoil good vibes this morning, but lurking Rovert under whatever burner you are using. Don't pretend you know shit about everything posting here and why. Just
Okay,
be
so
deleting
I
your
have-
tweets in 6 months."
I saw that when Robert posted it, and I still couldn't. I'm still like, why did they think Robert was there? What did they think Robert was posting about from? That's where I'm confused. It seems to just manifest from nowhere.
There are some things that happen on the Social Suplex Network. A few people who are members on that podcast or who have podcasts on that show are very clearly plugged into specific wrestlers at AEW. Some might argue that one specific podcast is being used as, quote, state-controlled media by one former AEW champion. My own opinion is that there's at least one more. I suspect that Rovert, who we all know Rovert for some reason or another, either does have inside information or at least portends to have inside information about what happens at both major wrestling companies. I suspect that he tweeted something about something behind the scenes that maybe was similar to something Trish did or did not hear, and that caused some anger and frustration. That is as good of a rundown as I could possibly give you. Whether or not he was
Discord
lurking
is the
beyond me.
worst thing to ever happen to this hobby.
I like you guys. I mean, I like talking to y'all. I like the majority of the folks in our Discord, but outside of that, yeah,
conceptually,
yeah, completely.
as a larger framework, I feel like it has taken kind of the insularity of forums and built like vault doors around it in a way that traps in all the toxic gases.
It's strange. There's definitely a strange fissure of things happening. That I'm sure somebody will do some study about how this is making us all illiterate at some point. Um, this I think is a great example of what is incredibly wrong with public facing discords that anyone could join. Very very interesting and curious about the entirety of it. Um, can I move on to the next question, or do we have to keep
Sure.
talking about Robert? Okay,
Sure.
fantastic. Q for Orchid. What do we need to do better to make Rovert love us? That is a fantastic question, and I think it's better posited to the fine folks at Q and TR. I think Tim might speak Rovert a little bit better than I do. I love Rovert, but I have not had the pleasure of DMing him with the frequency of some of our other esteemed podcast hosts. Q for the pod. Who would win in a game of Strategio between Brian Cage and Volano 3?
Oh,
That
Volano.
board is just getting flipped.
Man, good point. Good point. And Vin, you say Volano 3?
Oh yeah, not even close.
Chris, any opinions on this? As our resident Lucha expert?
I think it's Brian Cage.
All right. Good to know. All right. Next question. Q for the pod. Just read a bunch of Brian Cage tweets. I did not come as prepared for this as I would like to. So, Chris, would you do me a favor and find his wife's tweet while I go to the Swole Gorilla? I don't know what his nickname is. Twitter account. And feel free to reject this. Oh my God, Brian Cage has blocked me. No, I'm kidding. That didn't happen. I would be heartbroken about that. I love Brian Cage. I love looking at Brian Cage's body and just thinking, wow, what's going on here? Let's see. Brian Cage, not been tweeting a lot.
So from February 18th, 2018, at Brian Cage, GMSI. Well, this so-called very small appendage is being used on and got at This Is Mo Santos pregnant. So I think your comment loses, I win. At This Is Mo Santos. Lol, babe, why respond to this troll? We both know you have the yummiest, most good-looking penis ever. Like I always tell you, sex shops should model their penis after yours. Hashtag best.
Was it Brian Cage who tweeted "fucking a man"?
Yes.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
a man.
Shouts to Swerve Strickland, fucking a man. Commas are important, guys. You should take that into account. Here's no, that's not funny. Fuck. Okay. At the hospital with Melissa, it's all happening. That's from January 21st, 2018.
You might just search trolls on his account.
Yeah, good idea.
See if we've
Good
got
idea.
any epic clapbacks from Brian Cage.
Let's do that. Should I search penis or trolls first?
Trolls.
I think trolls because I don't think I think he's just got the one tweet about his penis.
Okay. Oh, there's only one way to find out, and we're gonna live on this podcast. I'm gonna retro date this to July 15th, 2019. Wow, I've never seen an indie show get so much heat from trolls. Only WWE, TNA, ROH, etc. So it looks like you're doing something right. That is from that tweet was deleted by the author. Let me try troll.
So I looked up hole, and
Okay.
he responded to someone making a drawing of him with, "Can't help but think that looks a little glory hole-ish behind me, but thank you. It'd be nice to
I
go
gotta-
play mini golf and have a hole kicked in a monster pumpkin."
Yeah. Yeah, man. That would be cool. That would be sick, dude.
I got a real good one right here. September 17th, 2012.
My
At
birthday.
Joey Ryan. Aw. I have that written down. I'm buying you salsa for your birthday. At Joey Ryan online. Cock cleavage, bro, with a hyperbang. And I feel like that's a good point to move on. Yeah?
Yeah.
We can keep going. Okay, cool. All right, great. Question for the podcast. What is your favorite kind of cheese? I think we should start with Chris, due to his proximity to Wisconsin, considering he's in it.
This has
Currently,
to be a repeat question.
I don't know if we've
could
answered
be.
this question before. We've talked maybe like sandwich related, but I don't know if we've talked about just straight up cheese.
I haven't had the pleasure of answering it on this podcast.
I love Havarti on a sandwich. I like a good smoked Gouda. Like an aged cheddar. But you know, I don't know if anything beats like a fresh mozzarella, you know?
Oh, Maron. Vin, are you in agreement there, or are we saying anything besides? I mean, we are Italian, right?
I enjoy a nice pepper jack.
Yeah, I'm a big pepper jack person myself. I think on a sandwich, I'm going provolone.
On
shout
a
out to
sandwich,
goat.
like a nice hero. You gotta go fresh mutts. Go
Fresh
to
mutts,
Pastos, I
yeah.
get some fresh mutts. Ugh.
Fuck, bro, you speaking my language, right? Oh, some pestos and mozzarella. Oh my god, I should have got that when I was back home. Damn.
No, you're too busy. Can't say what you're eating.
What?
Can't say what you were eating now. I was gonna say you were too busy eating.
Please.
You're too busy eating Soylents.
So we went to Wingstop. It's the way I live my life, baby. Yeah, I was going through it with the Soylent. There was a shortage in February. That was great. Pat, you got a cheese?
I like generally really sharp cheeses, like extra sharp cheddar, extra sharp provolone. That's my area of cheese.
Sharp provolone is so fucking money and versatile. Fucking love your provolone. Q for the P. Favorite sponsorships in wrestling?
Stacker 2.
That's
It's
I
hard.
don't know
It's
if you get
hard to
better than
beat
that.
Stacker 2.
Speaking of that same era, the JVC Kaboom box is a pretty good one.
Lugs.
Lugs. Yep. Lugs. That fucking freak from the Lugs ads that would fucking float around the arena. Yeah. He was fucking demented. Pat, you got any good ones?
I just want to shout out every fan who is sponsoring a women's wrestler.
Thank you. So the unsung heroes. Also got to give a shout out to Skittles, fruity Skittles. One of the all-time greats. Or
Fruity.
Or when Taz did one of the all-time great ads when Taz did the Final Fantasy X.
Final Fantasy, yeah.
Final Fantasy X-2 ad.
Whoa! That one's real good.
Was it Snickers that got the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal canceled?
Yes.
Yes.
It was.
All right, shout out to Snickers.
Shout out
Well, then
Snickers.
I got an honorable mention. Honorable mention to Glover for the Nintendo 64.
I will say worst sponsor is Mattel, because that's like the biggest sponsor WWE had ever had to that point in their existence, and they were a big driving force behind we have to go PG, otherwise the toy company won't be happy with us.
Yeah, wrestling toys really did not move when wrestling was not PG.
No, Stacker 2 didn't have those demands.
Was AEW only ever sponsored by Ric Flair's shitty energy drink? Or
no,
was
they have a new date.
Was
They got a
there
new one.
a time where AEW was also sponsored by Ric Flair's Wooings?
That I'm unsure of. There was that great Cracker Barrel match with Jimmy Havoc and Darby Allin. Um, that happened at one point.
It's
One
awesome
of
that they still call a show Winter is Coming, even though they have stopped mentioning the Game of Thrones connection to it.
The new sponsor for um AEW when it comes to energy drinks is something called I Drink, spelled IDRINQ, which is supposedly a real beverage. Every time that ad comes on, I ask my wife if she wants me to buy her $5,000 worth of I drink, and you would imagine that I assume you guys are sure that, like Pat, she also has to quell my spending from time to time. Um, so a look of horror washes on her face every time I bring that up. Um, one
And
bit I
she's
love to do with
right.
my wife is yeah. One bit I love to do with my wife is anytime a really bad AEW shirt comes out, like that big Hebrew one, I like to go to shop AEW and add 400 of those shirts to a shopping
All
cart,
right, we
and
we
then
gotta
tell
talk. We
her,
gotta talk about Shop AEW for a second. I'm
"Yeah, let's do it."
I'm pissed off at them. So they did the Techless shirt with the Gigi Allen "Hated in the
Hmm.
Nation" album cover
Mhm.
uh,
Yep.
design, and of course I bought one because, like,
Yeah.
when else
Yeah, when else
in
is
the
that gonna
universe
happen?
is, yeah, it was just one of those things where I'm like, of course I need this shirt. I ordered it, I think July 2nd. It still has not entered the USPS mail stream. It, like, shipped from the Shop AEW warehouse or Pro Wrestling Tees or whatever via some third party thing to another third party thing, and then that second third party is going to haul it to the post office so that it can eventually. I'm going to fucking Dynamite on Wednesday. I don't know if my shirt that I ordered at the start of the month is going to be in my hands before then.
I wanna wear my Gigi Allen shirt.
I don't wanna have to wear my old Marina Shafir shirt. I
No,
wanna wear my new
you're just
Tekla
gonna have
shirt.
to cover yourself in shit instead.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, the good news is you do have the greatest fucking wrestling shirt of 2026 in your wardrobe. So, yeah,
that's true. I
do
do
I
have a
have to?
Ludark shirt.
I was thinking the Yoda shirt, but I mean, yeah, the
That
Ludark one works.
the thing is, because 'cause I'm sitting, like, front row hard cam, I don't know if
You
I
can't.
want to be seen in a Chan Yoda shirt by that many people. It's
That's
one thing
fair.
to wear the Chan Yoda shirt to, like, a small indie show where it's like you can get a fist bump from the guy wearing the APA always pounding ass shirt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Being on TV in the Chan Yoda shirt might be too much.
One time Vin and I were watching a Shan Yoda match over Discord, and I told him about her past career, and for the entirety of the match, Vin kept reading the names of some of her previous films. And I was like, Vin, I'm trying to watch the match, brother. What are we doing here? But boy, oh boy, did I got to run down to some of her movies.
Chan
That
Yoda
was a great night.
So Chan Yoda is a wrestler who initially I championed just as a bit, like I do with
Yeah,
Jade
no, she
Cargill,
rocks though.
and
Hmm.
I've turned around and I'm like, "Oh, she's actually good now." I
She's good.
actually
Yeah,
enjoy
she's
she
great.
is someone who could be a wrestling star.
Yeah, yeah. If she worked at any other fucking company, I guess there's a chance. Yeah, but she fucking rocks. But unfortunately, ACAB also includes Shinyota. it's,
Yeah.
it's one thing to always keep in mind. Um, all right. Next cue for the P. Best color combination. Um, and I'm sure we all have a lot of opinions about this.
I believe this was asked by Simon, so I'm
Sure was.
gonna pander. Blue and red, baby. Detroit basketball, baby. Let's fucking go.
Teal and purple.
Not bad. Pat, do you have an answer to this?
I'm just gonna say 2 shades of blue. Just
Okay.
pick whichever 2 you like.
I am gonna go with the powder blue and yellow from the 2000s era Denver Nuggets. I thought that was
That's
that's a color combo speaks to me.
The only mellow that matters.
Also, shout outs to pink and powder blue. Prettiest gay flag in the universe. It's the only reason I'm trans is I like the flag. All right. This one I'm thrilled about. Q for the P. Fuck Mary Kill Tony Soprano, Walter White, and Vic Mackey.
I'm fucking Tony. I'm fucking Tony. Marrying Vic Mackey and then Walter White. You got to go. You're going anyway. So
100% the same.
I'm fucking Vic Mackey and I'm marrying Tony, but I'm still killing Walter White.
Walter White is the most evil person in this group, right? I have not seen The Shield.
Vic Mackey is pretty fucking evil, but
Okay.
Walter White is probably more evil.
Okay. Pat, you got to answer this one?
I don't know who are these guys wrestlers?
Yeah.
No, yes. Yeah, they're all in the NXT.
they're all they're all wrestlers in a way, in their own way.
Yeah, they misspelled Tony D'Angelo, and they added that's supposed to be just Walter. I don't know where White came from. I guess because
He's white.
He's white, and I think that's supposed to be Victor from
The
the
Ascension?
Ascension. Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, marry all three.
Aw.
I
He
love
loves love.
polyamorous. Yeah.
He just loves love. All right, Q for the wait, hold on, I don't know how it starts actually. Q for the P, favorite mockumentary.
Ooh, favorite mockumentary.
I love A Mighty Wind.
Oh, Mighty Wind is good.
That's a good one.
Mighty Wind is awesome. I mean, Best in Show is also great and
Yeah.
Waiting for Guffman, but I think of the Christopher Guest mockumentaries, including Spinal Tap, I would go with A Mighty Wind.
I have to think about
this
this
is
for a second.
Yeah, I've actually got to think about this.
Actually, no, I don't need to think about this for a second. Fear of a Black Hat.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Oh, that's true. Fear of a Black Hat is up there.
Are we counting Spinal Tap? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of
Yeah.
the original.
Yeah. It's certainly not the best, but my favorite is a 40-minute Japanese found footage horror movie called Digital Video Editing with Adobe Premiere Pro: The Real World Guide to Setup and Workflow. It's stupid, but does a lot of fun, surprising things with both the mockumentary and found footage genre.
Have you guys ever seen Forklift Driver Klaus?
No.
It's when I was in high school, it made the rounds on the internet. It's a short movie from Germany. The German title, you might be able to find it easier under the German title, Staplerfahrer Klaus. And it's a workplace safety video for forklift drivers that just increasingly turns into the people getting injured in Three Stooges ways.
Oh, I've
And
seen that.
losing limbs and getting
Yeah.
their heads cut off and stuff like that.
I'm gonna watch this with my wife tonight. I'll tell you that. It sounds right.
It's
up
like
her
a
alley.
it's like a 15-minute watch. It's pretty funny.
Cool.
I still put Fear of a Black Hat above it though.
Perfect. I'm just texting my wife about this, but I have to pull up the next question. So let me ask that question first. Question for the pod: which wrestler would make the best TV detective?
Ooh. Toro Yano.
I'm gonna go
Oh, that's
last
fucking
on
good.
this one.
I love that.
because my answer is the stupidest one of them all. So
Uh, Damien Sandow.
That's pretty good. Give me one moment to answer this question, just so I make sure I get the talent's name right. I probably won't.
It's
Um,
pronounced Ryback.
he'd be a pretty good one.
And he's
um,
he's just trying to figure out the mystery of why his tweets aren't getting engagement and trying to get at Elon Musk to figure out how he's been shadow banned or why no one is responding to any of his tweets.
I like the idea of a Sherlock style thing with Ryback as Sherlock and Daniel Bryan as Moriarty, and it's just him bullied. Like the crimes are just Ryback being bullied.
I'm gonna say, um, fuck. What was the name of the wrestler that got kicked out of AEW? The gay wrestler got kicked out of AEW for sexual assault.
Jimmy Havoc.
Is that is that Jake Atlas?
It's Jake
Jake
Atlas.
Atlas. Jake Atlas. Yeah, I'm gonna say Jake Atlas.
I don't know how that came to me that quick. I haven't thought about that guy in like 5 years.
Well, I'm glad you got there. I knew his last name was Atlas. I can remember his first. I almost said Tony Atlas, which would have been
I knew for
Oh,
sure it was a
yeah.
Jake.
Yeah, no. Tony Atlas is solving the mystery of where is that white woman's shoe, and he's returning it to its proper place on his face.
Yeah.
all right.
But my answer
All right,
was going to
Pat,
be
you're up.
my answer was going to be CM Punk, because no matter what case he's investigating, he will somehow find a way to make himself the victim of whatever crime has taken place, and he will pursue whoever he feels has wronged him, like Liam Neeson from Taken. Like imagine CM
Yeah.
Punk, the press conference where he's just like cramming food into his mouth and calling like the Young Bucks R words or whatever that whole thing was. Um, imagine that as the ending of an episode of Columbo,
Yeah.
where he reveals the solution to the mystery.
But while drinking seltzer and eating muffins.
Yeah, I mean, just
Yeah,
like
fuck yeah.
every case leads to brawl out.
That's awesome. That's pretty good. All right, next, Q for the P. We just got this one. Best shape. I didn't have an answer. I did learn that I did not know what a rhombus was.
I was about to say rhombus.
Octagon.
Okay. Pat, you said trapezoid last time. Has your opinion changed?
I don't remember saying that, but sure.
Okay, great. I don't have a favorite shape. All right. Here's what I've been looking forward to the most all day. Q for Orchid. Fuck, marry, kill Chihiro, Hashimoto, Natsupoi, and Sari. So I refused to answer this question at first, but it seems like that was not acceptable for our listening audience. So I just have two things to say before I answer this question. I'm so sorry for how long it's going to be. The first thing is, I just want to reiterate, one of the things I appreciate the most about Violent People is as a listener, was that the staunch refusal to objectify women,
But
while
now
instead
it's time. It's time.
while still objectifying men. And so as a woman, I need to feel like I have to honor that as best as possible when I try to answer this question. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say, Pat, is that if you feel like this answer is not acceptable, I want you to tell me, and then
I've
I'll
already forgotten who the three options are.
do you want me to tell you again, or would you rather just live in
I'll
me
just
rambling?
listen as you go. It'll be a fun surprise.
Great. Yeah, so I just think up front, I am not sexually attracted to any of these women. but so that makes this question just kind of wacky in the first place. The other thing I want to say is that I think part of the appeal of Joshi wrestling to me as a trans woman is that it would be really cool to be like a tiny Japanese fairy. So that's just just up front, a thing I want to say before I say the obvious answer here in terms of who we're killing is Natsupoi. That's where things get complicated from that point forward. I do not think either of the other. No, actually, it's pretty simple. I would marry Chihiro Hashimoto. I'm not sexually attracted to Sari. I would happily go out on a date with her and ghost her. Leave
Here's
her with
where
the
you've
bill.
got here's where you've gone wrong.
Yeah,
You
I
have
know.
to marry Natsupoi because then you get to put Shingo in the Cuck chair.
That's true. All right, you're right. Okay, so I'm gonna take that back.
We're gonna
So I'm
kill
going
Sari
to.
because her head's gonna fall off anyway,
That's a good point. Yeah, just
and
get it over
then
with.
and then fuck Chihiro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could bottom for Chihiro, I guess, if I mean, if she demands upon it. All right, yeah, so there you go. Great, that's Pat's answer. He would fuck Chihiro Hashimoto, marry Natsupoi, and kill Sari.
And Cuck
Great.
Shingo.
Yep,
I can't forget
yep,
talking Shingo.
yep. Perfect. Thank you so much. This is for me as well. As a mother, how do you feel about Andrew Cesar? Great. I love I love anyone who is against Trump. Loves Joshi wrestling. And has incredibly nationalist views. Just exactly my sort of person.
Weirdly, his
I
nationalist views are pro-Japan, despite
I know.
being from Texas.
Right. Yeah, maybe the dark secret is that when I go to bed, it's a Jekyll and Hyde situation. I'm Andrew Cesar. Who knows? Who's to say? Um,
The thing with Cesar is that if you think about him too much, it becomes very evident very quickly that we were talking about this on the Discord today. I'm 99.9% certain he's just an old man with no real life social interactions,
yeah.
probably on SSDI. Like, if you think about him too much, it's just kind of sad, and you have
Hmm.
to pull yourself back because the alternative is turning him into like a Chris Chan type figure,
Yeah.
which is like there's punching down and then there's punching to the bottom of the earth. And like
Fair.
that's just, it's not sporting, it's not fun. You have to just relish in the crazy stuff he tweets and not like try to make a character out of him. Just let him be him. It's bad enough. I had to
V-
stop liking his tweets because I was liking every single one of his tweets, and then he noticed that I was doing it. Now occasionally he tweets me about like,
yeah.
how the French love to surrender or something like that.
We reap what we sow in that regard. Vin, you do
Yeah.
not know who we're talking about, right?
What is going on?
You don't know what we're talking about, correct?
No.
Okay, Pat, if you don't mind, while we get to the next question,
Sure. Give me a second.
would
Give
you?
me a second to
Yeah,
dig up Mr.
a
Cesar's
tweet.
Twitter. I'll read
Yeah,
you a
please,
tweet or two.
please. Yeah, especially guy. It's been a minute since we've read one of his tweets on air, so it'd be great if we could get to one.
Who's
Especially
this?
on his
I have
Who's
to
this?
look up
Instagram.
whether or
Cesar
not his
Bonani?
use.
What is it like?
Oh, you're about to find out. Don't worry. The next question, as Pat does that, is Q for the P. Fuck, marry, kill. Devon, Spike, and Bubba Ray. Chris.
Ooh.
Um,
I think this is an easy one, actually.
I I mean, Bubba Ray is getting killed.
Right.
That's easy.
Yeah.
I think I would fuck Spike and marry Devon.
Okay. All right.
See, I'm the opposite. I would marry Spike and fuck Devon.
I feel like that's the most common answer, but Chris wants to throw a curveball into the mix.
Well, Devon is a preacher. Will he fuck you if you're not married?
I mean,
that's a good question.
well, I mean, he's gonna have to in this scenario.
For myself, I'm killing Bubba Ray, marrying Spike, and I'm fucking Sign Guy.
I mean,
Okay, so Vin, this is
fuck-
from March 7th, 2025. He is tweeting at @weekly_Natsupoi, which is a Natsupoi fan account.
Okay.
Not Natsupoi. Very
Not
important.
Natsupoi. I have a lot to tell you this time. Number one, somebody tried to block my Twitter account, and I suspect that it is SLK because I am telling everybody all over the world that she is making a very serious attempt to end your wrestling career by trying to break your legs. I am also complaining on Stardom's Twitter account how sadistic and ruthless SLK is treating you inside the ring, and I am extremely angry about it. What she is doing to you is straight up, honest to God torture and definitely is not wrestling, so I am telling the entire world about it. I have never used Instagram and I do not even have an Instagram account, but Instagram people from all over the world, including South America, the Middle East, and all over Asia, are contacting me just because I always fight for you and defend you on Twitter. That is because you are such a beautiful, charismatic, and extremely popular woman that you so famous and loved by the human race worldwide. It has nothing to do with me. I am just a nobody who is a very loyal friend of yours. Right now, Natsumi, you are as popular worldwide and as loved as Jesus Christ, the greatest human being in the history of mankind. SLK really does know how charismatic, talented, and popular you are, which is why she is trying to break your legs and end your career. She is very jealous of your popularity, charisma, and your talent. Think about this, Natsumi. Not even the biggest bitch in Japan, Natsuko Tora, would ever try to break your legs. SLK is very scared of you and very angry. And right now, she is desperate enough to try anything to stop you. If you ever beat SLK in a match, you better be watching your back at all times and always have someone that you trust like Sayori and Suri with you when you are on the streets. Your extremely charismatic personality has a very powerful effect on people, so be very careful with it. Charisma will always get he said always, not always. Charisma will always give you a lot of love from people, but it can also cause some people to go crazy and be very dangerous towards you when you reject them or when you end your relationships with them. Examples? Tekla and Himeka are two perfect of that. Last of all, I do have some good news for you. Io Sky beat the Australian Rhea Ripley for the WWE Wrestling Championship on March 3rd, 2025, and I love it because Io Sky reminds me so much of you. You are both beautiful. You are both always insanely cute, very charismatic, very athletically talented women. Both of you have the same amazing gymnastic acrobatic style of wrestling inside the ring, which is why we Americans love watching you two wrestle so much. 2/3 of that one tweet were in all caps.
So I'm a little confused here. Just how charismatic is she?
very
And that's
charismatic.
the
pretty
point. Oh,
charismatic.
she sucks.
Pretty
She
charismatic.
sucks. She's just an idiot.
All right.
Wow.
Q for the
But
P.
to answer your question about who Andrew Chizar is, he's great at fixing and upgrading computers. He's also great at
Very
bodybuilding.
good.
You say that
Very
he is a
good.
really strong man. He is also interested in computer programming.
He also has the evidence about all the dark sides of what Trump is
Oh yeah,
seeking to do.
he likes watching YouTube.
And he has
Okay.
documents about him that he's trying to recruit Pat to spread the good word on. Pat has really kind of worked himself into a shoot and become one of the people who Andrew
I feel
responds to
like
pretty
I'm
regularly.
going to end up being contacted when he dies in the hospital.
You're gonna be
It's
his
just gonna like
beneficiary.
next of kin is just gonna say at PTO time.
you're gonna you're gonna have a warehouse of 1990s era Apple computers sitting in Texas for you to go.
I don't even think he owns that much.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Somebody's got to kill him. All right. Q for the P. Can we just hug it out? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, bring it in, buddy.
No, dingbat. This is a fucking
Yeah.
podcast. It's an audio medium.
All right, you heard it there, guys. Q for the P. Who the fuck is Rover? I think we've covered Rover enough in this podcast personally. So I'm moving on to the next one.
thing is, Rovert is great at fixing and upgrading computers. He's also great at bodybuilding. You say that he is a really strong man. He's also interested in computer programming.
But he's interested in computer programming.
Oh fuck. Oh. Q for the P. Who do you think is going to win Big Brother 28?
cares?
Laura. I don't know. Jimmy?
Laura?
I don't know.
That's like,
I was
go
making up
ask
names.
Joseph. Joseph watches that weird shit. Go ask him on one of his streams. I don't care.
We're all winners.
Chris, you're not a Big Brother watcher? Solely
I am not.
Survivor? No.
Julie
really,
Shen is going to win.
really
Yes.
just Survivor. I think like there are some Survivor people on this season. If I'm not if I heard
Ah,
correctly,
Yeah,
uh,
my vote's for Boston Rob.
always.
if Boston Rob was on, I would watch.
Oh, that's the big top every week if Boston Rob is on.
Yeah, it's if I only saw rumors, but it was D from Survivor 45, who I love D, and Rick Devens, Pickle Rick Devens, um, who I'm not a huge fan of. So hopefully D
Hmm.
wins because I love D.
All right. Here's our answer. Q for the P. How many episodes of Wasmcast have you listened to? I haven't missed a single one in 11 years. How about you guys?
Same.
I probably listened to one when I was first introduced to Tanner and Sam. I don't remember it, but I'm happy to live in the world it helped create.
I do agree that Tanner is a geek who is often carried by Sam.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Q for the P. And I'm so excited about this one. Thoughts on TJ Hawk, the writer? Sam wanted it to be clear. The writer, not the gay porn star.
Well, I'm out on this one.
Well, his
do
his writing that I've read has a bit of personality, which already puts him above 99% of people who blog about wrestling. And on the other hand, it also has a lot of and then someone did this move, so then I check back out. I really am tired of match reviews as being the default form of writing about wrestling because it just, I don't know. I've articulated, or I've tried to articulate my problems with wrestling writing before. And the problem is I don't know what I want to see until I see it, until I get there. I don't know where I'm going until I arrive.
I want an angle. I want someone telling me any kind of story at all, even if they're talking about other stories. I don't need. And then this guy punched this guy, and then he did this, and he went up to the top rope and did when you
Well,
read a novel, yeah, there's some of that, but they're not giving you a specific exact blow by blow. They're painting a scene, and then there's dialogue, and they give it I would want something more akin to that. Tell
it's
me.
it's also between that and a lot of what people add to it is trivia. It's like having a review of The Godfather where the dimension you add to it is talking about how Marlon Brando had cotton balls in his mouth.
Yeah.
Great. Who gives a shit? You're not saying anything new. You're not saying anything that compels me to read more.
Chris, any opinions on TJ Hawk?
Yeah, I mean, when I was reading TJ Hawk, I'm not sure if he's still doing it. He left Twitter forever ago, so I don't know if he's still on Blue Sky or something doing his thing and still posting on his blog. But I appreciated that he's like Pat said, he had personality. He was doing uh the move by move a lot less even still than the other people who were on 411 Mania at the time.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to see the worst wrestling writing ever done in 2026, look up Chris Vetter on ProWrestling.net.
Mm.
It's just a list of moves and time cues.
And it was always as someone who was getting out of who was still watching like WWE, NXT, and whatever, but was getting into indies and other shit. It was always very fun watching like his big show reviews and making everyone in the comment section extremely mad because like he gives the Seth Rollins WWE main event 2 stars or something, or he gives like a hyped Bucks match like 2.5, and everyone's losing their mind without like reading like any of like the thoughts, like true, like good stuff. And yeah, he is like I think a lot of people in our circles even are trying to kind of recreate what TJ Hawk was doing a decade plus ago and
Mm.
doing pale imitations because he did have like a distinct personality that came through, and that is rare in a lot of writing, not just wrestling criticism.
I think
Sure.
we need more Chris Hyatts, mostly because I want to see the 2026 version of when Chris Hyatt got catfished by someone pretending to be Sonny. That was a big thing back in back when 411 Mania was a website people actually read. He had a twice weekly news column where he was supposedly getting inside scoops from Sonny, and then it turned out it was just some guy catfishing him.
Damn, love to see it. Ah, I appreciate that Sam clarified the difference between the two TJ Hawks. I did my research before this podcast, and I think my answer is obviously wedding guests fucking in the kitchen with Lucky Daniels and Andrew Blue. Either you guys familiar with that one? No, I'll put it in the founders chat so
Yeah, please do.
we could talk about it next week.
Big Top.
Happily. Big top. Yeah, big
How
top.
how big is the
There's some big
top?
top.
Real big
How big
top.
is the top?
It's looking pretty fucking big, brother. You're looking pretty fucking big. All right, and that is the end of the Wacky Line questions. That is the end of this week's episode. Thank you all very much for listening. Thank you, Vin, for pitching in for Dan. And jokes aside, I'm very glad that you were here, Vin. I'm sure you'll be back on the show at some point. But jokes aside, Dan, miss the hell out of you, buddy. The show feels so different without you. I'm listening back to it, and yeah, I can't wait to let you be steering the ship because Lord knows I'm tired. Um, but yeah, good fucking bye, everybody. I'm hitting stop.